2015.
So the thing I use in this video is a car wash sponge, and I also use a scissors, and I also use these 3 colors of felt that I got from Daiso. They're cheap, and it's all from this wool felt in different shades of pink, as what they said, set of pink color. First of all, what I did with the sponge was I just used my compass to draw a circle template for the sponge, and I'm just gonna use a pencil to trace it out. Okay, so now I got the shape of the strawberry cake. So now I'm going to cut it. You know what? I'm just gonna use a bigger scissors. Okay. This is getting a bit difficult. Okay. And so now, as you can see, I kind of roughly got that circle shape on the top, but the bottom here not quite yet. So I'm just going to make sure that the top part of the shape is clear before I head on to the bottom part. And you can even like measure it, and there's actually like a difference, like it's big. So I'm just gonna see one more time and compare it to the bottom. You can actually also draw like a circle on the bottom, but I just think that that kind of throws me off, so I'm just going to cut it slowly. Tell us in the comments box below if you guys like these kind of live tutorials or you prefer voiceovers, because I literally need to sit down and think what should I say for the voiceover, because if it's live tutorials like this, I would just randomly blab stuff or just don't know what to say and keep quiet, and then you guys might be confused because you don't know what's going on in the tutorial. So yeah, but it's always good to try something new. So I'm just smoothing out the corners and making it look more like a circle. I think I'm just gonna leave the bottom like this before I start snipping too much and then regretting whatever I just did. So I'm gonna clear off the sponge on the table and get right back to you guys. And now it's time to create that kind of like lines that the cakes have, and then they normally do layers, like they cut the cake once it's baked and then they spread the cream all over and lay the strawberry in and then like put it back. But if you're making a squishy and you want to save the hassle of cutting it into layers, then just simply take a pencil or a marker if you don't mind. And it might not show up so visibly on the camera, but there is a line here, and I'm just drawing 2 lines because the thickness of my sponge allows me to have 2 lines cut in it, like not too deep, but just keep it consistent, like maybe 1 centimeter, not all the way in, because we're obviously trying to save time. Okay, so now I got my second line done too, and if you have spaces where it's kind of not deep enough, you can just cut it a bit. Let's make a strawberry. Like, it doesn't even have to be perfect. Like, look like I need to learn how to talk. Okay, I'm just gonna probably show you guys like the easiest way to make a strawberry and stuff it into that cake. Just twirling it around my finger and then using this excess sponge as kind of like a mat to felt on, and I'm just using my felting needle to felt a piece of strawberry, like a sliced strawberry. Doesn't even have to be perfect. And when it's about like this, like kind of looks like a strawberry if you use your imagination, then just use the scissors to snip it into half. Snap. Oh snap. Oh snap. And just tidy up any loose pieces. Yeah. And I'm just going to put in the white wool felt. And I'm just gonna stuff in the excess white wool felt. And ooh, got on some red felt. I'm gonna keep this aside before it ruins my little cakey. Okay, so then I'm gonna start felting in the cream a bit. And for the parts that are a bit thinner, you just want to fluff it out a bit. Like, fluff it out. And at the parts where it's kind of thick, you will poke it in and felt that part. Then for the thinner pieces, you just want to pull it out until it's visible and poke it in. Then pull this part out, poke it in. It doesn't have to be like all the way out. And if you're working with needle felt, you would really want to be careful because I have stabbed myself so many times before. Yep, I'm the kind of crafter that stabs herself with a needle because she's not careful. I guess I got it in. Looks okay. So as for the strawberry pieces, I'm just going to open the parts, like just look for the parts where it's thin, like example for this part, you just push it in like this and you start felting it into the sponge and tuck all the loose corners inside. Where should I add the last one? Here, but it's too close. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe here then. Oh, what's this dirt? So I finished doing the second layer, as you can see. And I tidied it up a bit. I felted in those parts that were sticking out. And so now let's move on to making the whipped cream. So I'm taking the remaining white wool felt that I have and I'm splitting it into two. And I'm taking the two raw edges and joining it like this. Just taking the raw edge, folding it in and felting it a bit. And once I do that, I'm just going to show you guys what I'm gonna do to the cake. So obviously you want the top part to look nicer than the bottom part, so I'm just going to put the whipped cream here and then it's going to go something like this. It's going to be like a big whipped cream, and it's not going to have the pointy part because then I'm gonna use this strawberry and then put it on top like that. So it's just gonna be like a round ball of snake. So once you roll it up, you just figure out how big you want yours to be, and I'm just felting it onto the sponge. Sometimes the whipped cream gets unraveled, so you just can roll it back like this and just place it layer by layer. So I finished felting it, and as you can see, I didn't make it poof out like how normal strawberry cakes would look like, because then I'm going to use this red felt to make a strawberry to put it in the center here, this little hole over here, so it looks a bit like a rose. And the thing is, when I felt, I only felted the inside parts, not the outside, because I want it to poof up a bit instead of being it completely flat and have no volume. So it's like really loose and chill up here. Just felt the inside parts of it, but not the outside. So now I'm going to make the strawberry. So it's gonna be kind of like a worm at first. Mine's gonna be a big ass strawberry. Wait, it might be too big actually. Is it gonna be too big? Whoa, that is so huge. But then again, it's good. So as you can see, it's kind of like a strawberry. Looks a bit deformed. But I'm just gonna continue felting. So right now I already felted the strawberry down to this size, and as you can see, if I take the cake and I put the strawberry on top, it fits like here. I positioned it to fit here, so later I'm gonna felt it down over here, and then it's gonna be halfway done. Like, not halfway, it's like almost done already. And then I'm gonna take a black marker and start dotting dots all over the strawberry, because black felt is just simply too big. I tried it before and it looks like the strawberry has a mole. So I'm just gonna dot it. There, it looks much more better this way. And now I already drew on the dots, and I'm just going to felt it on. If you have green felt on hand, which I don't, you can obviously like add a green color leaf to make it even more realistic, to up your game a bit. But since I don't, I'm just going to felt the strawberry onto the cake. And you want to focus more on the bottom part instead of the top part, because again, we want volume on the top. So you're just focusing on the bottom part and not really much of the back part, but of course it needs to be lightly felted at the back. Okay, I think this is good enough for me. And as you can see, under, maybe you can't really see it, but the dots on the strawberry are very subtle, and that keeps it looking more realistic. And right now we want to just add a bit more details to the strawberry. So you will want to take this color of felt, or basically just any color felt that you want that is lighter than this red color felt over here. And you're just gonna take that sponge that you were felting with just now and just pinch off like a small, like this, and then you cut it into half. And then you just take this and you roll it up into like a ball. And basically you start felting it first. Loosely felt it, so it's not gonna be tightly felted or anything. It doesn't even have to look like a ball, it's just kind of like felting it loosely. And once you get something like this, you can just trim off the excess wool felt that's hanging around, and you can just grab your strawberry cake and place it in one of the strawberries, because strawberries do have the inner lighter flesh part, if you know what I mean, and just poke it in. Okay, so now I'm gonna use this sign pen, and it's definitely much more, the tip is definitely much more finer than the marker I was using just now. And the pink flesh over here, you're just gonna dot a few dots inside, Just like that. I don't know, but I like my strawberries to have those black dots, and you can just darken the dots on the strawberry if you want to. Okay, so it's finally finished. Yep. And it's looking like this, with a bit of the fleshy strawberry part in there. Top, front, back, whatever you guys call it. And basically this is like the simplest way to make like a cake squishy. That's how I do it, so maybe you can share with me how you guys do it. And I think the process just became a lot simpler because I didn't have to paint this sponge because it was already yellow, so good, I guess. And tell me what you guys think about this. Peace out, peace out. Do, 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 do. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate all of you taking the time to watch our videos, and we love you guys so much. And please subscribe if you do not want to miss out on us uploading every day until Christmas, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!